Oh. Welcome, welcome everyone. Hello. Welcome, welcome everyone. Hello, hello to our next little main game of the, not only this special for this coming up Christmas, to be a part of it, but also one of our mainline games. It'll probably be around for a while, like up until into January, much like some other games will be. But welcome, welcome everyone. Hello, hello, and welcome back. Welcome, welcome. I gotta wait a second just to see if we're live. Yeah, oh, there's Fars there. Welcome, welcome, pause there. Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. So now I know I'm for sure live. Welcome everyone to Warhammer 40k Rogue Traders. War Thunder News. Yeah, I saw you said that at the very end. It was too late. That's why I said you could. I don't know if you saw the message. I said you could just send it to me on Discord if it ever, for some reason, at the very end, we forget to be up to date on something on the news of the War Thunder or anything else. So, but what's up? What's going on with War Thunder? Also, we're gonna give it a couple minutes as always. Try to let everyone start up and get loaded in before we try to go. Also, Farseer, if you could post the video up in the Discord as well. That way anyone in Discord sees it and I can get to it. I really hate that. So terrible. Leopard 287, M1A2, SEP V2, Challenger 3, T90M. Woo! So finally we're at the 7, the SEP, James's beloved 3. I don't know. I mean, I will have to I'd have to get back into it. Depends on if some of the other stuff is kind of, and not gameplay mechanic wise, just some other stuff going on. It's like, I've been kind of avoiding War Thunder just a little bit, but only for safety reasons. Otherwise, I would probably play that game more, just like Dead by Daylight. My brain is melting. Anyways, let's finish setup on this. I don't need any of this change, so. Warning, photosensitivity warning. There may be flashing lights, so if you are prone to seizures, this game is very, 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 very bad. And that's technically most games. I know they like to put that on there, but they don't realize like all games have that problem. Like I literally used to date someone who I had to be careful with that with. So it's not just this game, that's kind of all games, but we will let that go. Luckily that'd be a darn thing if I had that, because of how crazy into the depth with gaming I ended up with. But that's why we ended up playing a lot more like slower paced games that weren't constantly boom boom flashing lights everywhere and explosions. Which I do miss that. It was fun. And see, a lot of high tier stuff. Oh no, I know a lot of high tier stuff's definitely coming. I can't wait. Except that we give our soul to the Emperor. Oh man, Lord Captain. All right. Filled with unknown perils, deadly enemies and ancient mysteries await you. Bring the word of the Emperor to the Chronos expanse, or die trying. That sounds about normal. The F-15 Eagle and the Su-27. Wow. Let me hit new game real quick. Ooh, main story. Are we going to get other scenarios at some point unlocked, or is there going to be some added as DLC perhaps? We're going to do the main story, of course, but let me see. Close that. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Let's see if it's come up on my end yet. 1 second, chat. What? See, okay, there it is. See, it still says the Chucky one is live for some reason. There's definitely some sort of clone going on in the background accidentally through my schedule planner. Like I said, it happens sometimes with PlayStation. I'll have to go check. I keep forgetting to look. But we are here and live and ready to go. Alright, so we're going to read this to get set up for the main story. So, take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of the ancient dynasty of a daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate, and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius. Valancia. It could be. I'm not, without hearing it said, I'm not really sure which way it wants to pronounce that. As it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks, without as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. Journey is rude and arrogant. Yeah, it does sound like it, to be fair. Seek to destroy. It is up to you to hold the reins of the shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius. I'm gonna say Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifying, powerful, and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Chronos expanse. Da-da-da. Let's look at our difficulty. I actually want to look at this. We're not going to mess much with this. Oh, that's cool though. I do like you can kind of just customize how you want it to go. Yeah. Space combat difficulty, which I do love that there's also space combat in this game. Not just ground combat, which is quite a difference. Yeah, totally a fair fight. Yes, both in what you mentioned about what's going to happen to Germans, Air, and War Thunder, and this game. And that setup it just talked about. Totally a fair fight. I mean, look at this picture alone. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus probably a lot more than we're seeing of the Drukhari running at him. Plus many other crap we're going to have to fight. I'm actually excited because once again this somewhat fills in and fits into our little special because there is going to be some demons of all kinds. And I do mean all that we're going to have to fight. So, it fits. And there's a, more on the light side of version. Sister of Battle joining us in this one. Along with a Space Wolf, which is a completely icing on the cake for me. So, we'll take it. My brain melted these. I forgot what I was going to say. Plus, we've got some other things coming. I'm going to have to wait a little bit closer to our time when we start to do our special for some things I'm going to keep under wraps that I'm going to try to do in the background. It's going to be basically my final Christmas present on my end. What the hell? Uh-oh. What is happening? The app decided to update while I was using it. Alright, well, I'll have to read the bottom left of the screen and try to pay attention. But yeah, this is going to be a totally fair fight for all 6 of these characters. I don't know if we get to pick and choose different ones, or I think they're all set. Like, the ones you see here is who we're going to end up having. I'm just not sure if they're going to be exactly as they look here, because there is some sort of customization I've heard about this. Just not sure how deep it goes. I know the weapons and equipment, that'll be standard Warhammer, ridiculously deep. You can equip like 1 million different setups to every single one of these. The kinetic resistance ERA something. That's all part of that. Once the app done's updated and I can read again. We'll go ahead and start it up though. Difficulty, yeah, we'll go with that. And let us begin. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is kind of what I was wanting. Hey, look! Hold up. What? We have to leave him just because now I'm gonna use him as bait. Also, he's a crime lord. Congratulations, Darius. You're and he's a guardsman. You lucky bastard. I think. No, that's a guardsman, right? I kind of want to switch these. No, he still might be a guardsman. He's just an operative? No, I'm actually not sure how you tell. Hold on, how do we edit these? I don't want to hit next, I want to edit. Darius, you have fallen way too far. I don't want to, I want to edit. What do I do with this? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I do like that. That's a really cool way to... I do think it's a guardsman. So you're, yeah, so you're a Sarita, I'm sure, or these are all just guardsmen we start with. Maybe we have to unlock Saritas and Space Marines and stuff like that. I kind of want to create, so what do y'all think, chat? Should we go with one of these characters? I think it's because the custom character has to be a guardsman. I think that's what it is. I think your initial character always has to be a guardsman is what it is. I think that's why they're all guardsmen. That's just a warrior kind of commander type. That's an operative type. That's a soldier gunner type. Because if you look like it's still, that's still very much a guardsman most likely. But she's got a heavy bolter and she's more probably, because she's a soldier, more keen to guns and things like that. Because this is a turn-based, squad-based game. So what do y'all think? Should we create our own? Because I'm hoping what it'll do is it'll let me... Wow, there's a lot we have to choose. What I'm hoping it'll let me do is, as we get new characters, maybe it'll let me choose for each one. Or maybe I'll get to edit them in some way. I don't know. See if the app is updated yet. Gotta get back to my video. There we go, we're back. So, what do y'all think? Choose one of these, see what the game, and do kind of a dry run. We could always start over if we want to kind of do our own and we want to just use this as a test bed. We could literally just choose Darius and throw him to the wind and see what this game's like. Then we do a real playthrough for the next one, but that's up to you guys. Hello. So it's really up to you guys if we want to do a custom start now or we try one of these fine guardsmen, ladies and lads. Darius is the meat shield. Well, I think this has to be the main starting character is what it is. This is why we would have to start over if we decide to go with someone else. Or do our own, depending on what it lets us do later on. Because if it does actually become our main archetype and we can't customize the other characters, I do think that we should do a custom version then for our true playthrough. But if for testing purposes, let's see what happens with Darius. So he's going to get operative. How do I see this? Ah, here we go. So, alright. We're going to get to see what these do. So he's one of the sacrifices for the test. Good. Alright, so let's read what his perks are and what he's getting. An operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand the attack from the operative. Core focus is precise single attacks. So, ironically, he might be able to be turned into a sniper like he always likes to be in the Alien game and everything else. None can withstand, so core focus is precise single attacks or melee. Could be somewhat melee as well. I do think the warrior's better for that, but attacks, defense, penetration, once again sniper oriented, area debuffs, consistent firing position. So yeah, sniper. Abilities, he gets analyze enemies. Sounds like his Cav plays out. It really does. Which is ironic. Let's go to those last. Let's go with these. So with the operative, he's going to get analyze enemies. His ultimate ability is dismantling attack. another dismantling type of attack, and then one with two. It's two different types with the primary and the secondary, whatever that does. And then he gets Surefire Plan. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains plus intelligence bonus stacks of the Surefire Plan effect. Activation of this ability consumes one stack and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal plus 10 plus per bonus percent more damage. Oh, sorry. So plus the percentage of plus 10 per the bonus. Okay. That's actually pretty high if you use it right. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain 0. Once again, this is a percentage, so 10 plus per bonus percentage dodge and parry until the start of their next turn. If the Crime Lord uses a non-damage ability on an enemy, that enemy suffers a negative 10 plus intelligence percentage penalty bonus to damage for the 1 round. Can we play Eldar? There is an Eldar in here, yes. That's one of the characters we can get. That's why I'm not sure how this works. Are we going to be is the guard character the archetype that the whole unit follows and the other characters are set in stone? Or are we going to get to customize each of them? That's why I'm going to change them around a little bit if we end up having to customize them. Because we know who the Sister of Battle will end up being if it lets me customize them. And then I can like Farsi, if you want to be the Eldar, and if Darius rather be the Space Marine, I can give him the Space Wolf. Because there is a Space Wolf as well. There's a couple of things. I'm pretty sure there's a Mechanicus. There's a couple of things. This game's pretty in depth for how many squad members we're gonna get and what types. But yeah, technically there is an Eldar, yes. Let's see. So that's okay, so that helps them. That draws intelligence out of enemies if I use a non-damage ability on them, like a Hex or something. And then an Analyze Enemies ability. The operative targets one enemy within 10 cells from the operative. That target immediately gains plus one intelligence bonus divided by 2 exploits. Ooh. So yeah, he's about debuffing and buffing his allies and kind of causing that hit and run and shooting from the back. It's literally his Empire setup, which I'm probably going to be terrible with. So he's probably going to die. Let's see, Darius is the sniper, pretending to be a tank, but is really a support guy who has the backing all the time. Yeah, he's in the back all the time. Yo, Tab Gang, welcome. Let's look at what his other things do. These determine his flat stats. I'm already loving this game because I'm already, much like most Warhammers do, or games that are like this, the deep amounts of, to compare it, Dragon Age levels of stats versus this, versus that, versus this, and what kind of builds it creates in that character's archetype as a character. So, let's see, he also gets Deaf World. On Deaf World, we're going to read these for the flavoring as well. Might as well, so that way when we make our own, we get to kind of choose. On Deaf Worlds, the planets, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms, inimical to human life. Whilst the I can't talk today. While the exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Deaf Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the plane surface to harvest. These harvest environments some of the word is cut off, so I have to guess. Revolve in some of the hardiest and most resilient population in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. Let's see. I saw a review for this game and it looks really good. It has deep deep lore and stats, and even space battles. Oh yeah, the space battles is why I also like it. But and then he's got crime. Oh, and that also gives us +5 strength, +5 toughness, +5 agility, -5 intelligence, and -5 fellowship. But the irony in this is his other stuff brings that back up. So he is kind of what Farseer literally said he's doing. So he's also a crime lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small due to the narrowness of its vision. But a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wend behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. Used to be of those dangerous yet resourceful individuals. He's also got Apex Brilliance, which brings his intelligence back up, which counters that. Which, let's see, you managed to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. You were arrested and thoroughly interrogated using creative and violent methods. So you got coerced. So that made his toughness go down by 5. Which, ironically, that also cancels out there. So that's an even balance. So his main thing is agility and strength underneath it all. Plus the skills he got from other things. So also Crime Lord stats gave us his intelligence did get a +5 overall. His awareness, aka perception, which is good for a sniper once again, goes up by 5, and then another 5 for the character modifiers itself. That's for the skill if you put the skill on. The Surefire plan, that's what it gives you on the bottom. And then character modifiers is giving him +5 weapon skill strength, and also another +5 perception. And then, of course, with that and with it, that's kind of hilarious. That's that's cool. We can actually go down and read even more. Oh my god, they did such a good job with this. So if you're not sure what these stats do, you can go and be like, oh, like Fellowship, right? Oh, wait, what? What? We also have, whoa, okay, hold on. The following features will be available after Origin Advancement, and that must mean some sort of level up or expansion system to the class in the game. So he gets Brutal Hunter eventually. Death Row characters gain +15% critical hit chance, he's definitely a sniper, against targets with the bleeding effect, or with 50% less of the maximum wounds. This is like Warhammer levels like this is a true Warhammer game. I miss these games from Warhammer because these are the ones I have the most fun with. Because these simulate the tabletop almost to a T. They're so detailed too. Trusty weapons, Death World characters gain +10% to critical hit chance for axes, hammers, and last weapons. Oh, really? That's a bit of ironic. Sorry, so if you're watching this, I'm laughing in my head right now. This character, I didn't even make this character. This character's just here. Welcome to James's Magic Adventure. Oh man, Josh H is hilarious. Bolt guns for the win. We're gonna get some of those damn things. We're gonna give that to our Sister of Battle. I think I'm gonna make my Space Marine the heavy melee guy. And I'm gonna make my Sister of Battle more oriented towards maybe guns. Depends on how much they let me customize this. That's why I'm not sure yet. We'll have to test that out. Or what we can test out when the time that I've got to do this, So Wounded Beast he'll get eventually as well. Every injury increases the Death World character's agility and willpower by 5. That's not bad. Every trauma counts as 3 injuries. Oh wow, what? Oh wow! So he can go into some. So this, I wonder if it has a mechanic like Alien does, where the characters kind of suffer psyche damage as well. So I wonder if that's what that means. So, but that actually means he'd actually be stronger. Goes in and busts it, he becomes a wounded character, like one of those like dark level wounded guardsmen guys. Lifetime of scars. Deathworld characters take tough bonus less damage from flame, toxic damage, and bleeding effects. Tenacity. Once per combat, when okay, tested the F-15 as you did, the F-15 feels like a light fighter. That's not good. Goodbye, everyone. I'll fly with you, but I'll distract him. I'm just kidding. Once per combat, when a Dev World character is suffering from the stunned, blinded, or immobilized condition, this condition is ignored, and instead gain plus 20% temporary wounds. That's kind of hilarious because that allows him to take more wounds and more, what's it called, for, where is it? This. So that becomes even more hilarious. This is a cool character setup. I can't wait to do one of our own. We do actually need to do a custom one at some point. I want to see how in-depth this game does get. So Darius are going to be the test bed for this. Alright, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Let's go with this character. We can also change the outfit, but I think we're just going to leave it as is. We're going to make Darius look like a strange ship captain. He actually kind of reminds me of, who is this? What's that guy's name? I can't remember. Anyways, we'll just go with this. Oh, we can also go portrait. So if we wanted to go change the portrait, but we'd have to change the outfit and how it looks. So you can kind of match it to kind of what it looks like if we wanted to go like all kinds of stuff. Oh, wow. That's cool. I do like that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so if we wanted, we could do everything for Darius right now. Change his appearance, everything. Like, we go in the hard in the paint. Now, I'm hoping it lets me do this for every single character we're going to get in our squad. Because if that's the case, we're going to do a different playthrough where we get to let everyone design their own character out of each of the squad. I still may go with Darius for the guardsman, depending on whether he'd rather be a guardsman or a space marine. Because whatever one he doesn't choose, I'll make Jared the other one. So, it's whichever. By the way, your character will take on the look of whatever portrait you pick. Wait, what? Really? Wait, really? So if we wanted to change this guardsman entirely, I like that one. I also like that one. And this one. For no reason. But give him mustache guy. You want to give him mustache guy? This guy, right? That the one you're talking about? Or you mean this? Well, actually, there's a couple. This, oh god. This mustache guy? This mustache guy? This mustache guy? Or this mustache guy? There's a few of them. The guardsmen have a lot of mustaches. I do want to see that if that's the case. The one with the hat you missed. Wait, what? There's the one with the hat? That's not him, clearly. You don't have a hat. You don't have a hat. You don't have a hat. That's... You mean that? You mean I did miss that? You were correct, chat. I don't think that's what you meant for Darius' character. Oh, wait, no, this one. You want this one. Oh, okay. So we'll go with that then. Well, that didn't change his appearance, though. How do I change the portrait to the appearance? Is it triangle? Oh, wait. How did I do that? Oh, is that how I have to match it now, don't I? Oh, is there a way not to copy it? How do I copy it? Huh? Oh, I see. Yeah. I'm not sure. Is there a way to... Shit. Well, color's wrong. It's gotta be that color automatically. Is there not a way? So how do you do that, Tam King? Because I didn't switch. I mean, I can just go through and find it, to be fair. I'm pretty sure all of those portraits are in here. There's about 16 portraits, it looks like, so there's about 16 faces. The bodies wouldn't matter much. It'd just be the... What's it called? I'm pretty sure. That's not what I want to go back. Yeah, so you... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So... He's got scars on his face. We need to find a scarred up one. Not 100% was mentioned in the review. I saw try changing portrait to see if it changes your look. I did change the portrait. We already have the portrait changed. See, that's something I feel like they should have kind of showed how it's done, because I don't know how to do that, and I don't see a button for that. I see like that and that, but it doesn't seem to change anything except that. And going back up here to the portrait, all it does is that. Like, clicking it just takes me down to appearance. You think there'd just be a button they'd have where you just press that button and it says copy portrait? Or match portrait? Something? Because I don't know. You think it'd be in here too? If I went to outfit settings, maybe there'd be something to click. That's the problem with a lot of Warhammer stuff. They give it all these good reviews. This is why I don't watch Warhammer reviews, because no offense, like, they kind of hype stuff up, but it's like, well, but how do I do that? Warhammer's notorious about that, so I'll just have to do it. Try a different portrait, see if it changes it. I'll try that. It changed the body type, but it doesn't change the outfit. I have to match the outfit in the face, so that doesn't really do me much good, you know. The thing that's hardest to figure out what matches the picture, they didn't do. All it did was change body type 1 and 2. This is all it did. That's not really accurate what they said. This is why I don't watch those reviews. That's why I do them myself. That's why we're playing it. We'll just have to set it up on our own. Let me change it back. That's a cool, more roguish one, but we'll go with this one. So that time it didn't even do it. So, okay. So sometimes it doesn't even work at all. So I don't know. I don't think that. I think that maybe that was the thing in the beta, but it probably got taken out. Like in the early access, because this game was in early access for like a couple months, I think. So that was probably in early access, but that's why I don't watch reviews anymore, because they were like, it's gonna have this. I guess he's decided he wanted to lay there. You okay, Meow? Alex. Just give it a mustache and a scar and try to find a hat. Good idea. Alright, so we want face. So what's the most scarred looking old man looking face? What's funny is there's technically not too many scars. I might be able to do it by tattoo. Let's go with... That kind of looks like it. I mean, that's not perfect, but we're going to go with that. Body-wise... Oh, just one is fine. That's about what it is. Skin tone... that's already kind of accurate, to be fair. So now let's go to his hair, which you can barely see. We'll just give him like something like that. We're gonna put a hat on him anyway, so it's not gonna matter. Is his hair color black? It is. Gotta give him a mustache, though. Where's that at? There it is. Mustache. So the mustache is like a short one. Kinda. Let's see. And by the way, and that's still a small gripe. I'm not really against that being wrong. It's just, that is a lot of things you're going to notice with a lot of reviewers. That they tend to put their review on the early access. The game's not even out yet, so it doesn't even have what the full version even is going to have. Warhammer's notorious for certain things in early access maybe not being in the full game. Let's put it that way. Not going to say too much to that, but... I think we're going to go with that. That's like the craziest mustache I think is there. That one's too long, I think. Yeah. His only comes out to the sides. So I think it's this one. I think we'll go with that. Is there a way to put a scar on his face? There's tattoos. Not really. Well, actually, there's more than one page. How do I switch pages? Ah. Oh, no? Okay, that's not what that is. Okay, I guess that's all there is. It's augmentations. Wait, what? Oh, whoa! We can give him, like, cybernetic augmentations. That's kind of cool. Does he have any? I don't think so. At least not on his face. Maybe a hand. That's crazy.
Let chaos paint the stars red.
Voice.
Engage the through chaos. I stride.
That's actually pretty okay. We still gotta figure out how to put a hat on him. I haven't figured that out yet. Oh, there's scars. Hold on, here we go. So, they're across his cheeks. That's kind of close. That might be the closest one we're gonna get. What number is that? 6. So remember 6. See you later, Memo. Actually, that's closer. So number 8 now. No. No. It's number 8 so far. The glares make it a little hard to see. That's kind of, but they're not that prominent, no. It's still number 8 so far. It looks like a burn, but it's not that extreme. It looks more like a claw went across his face. Probably fought a Tyranid. That's too much. It's definitely number 8. So we found our scar. How do we give him a hat?
Let chaos paint the stars red.
Really? So I can't give him a hat. But the other one had a hat. What? I hope so, because the other one had a hat. The ones that were the pre-generated characters, they had a hat. It'd be kind of sad if that's, not a thing in the base game.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
I don't know. It does suck that I don't give him his hat. Outfit settings? Is it in here? Show clothes? Yeah. Show helmet. Yeah, where's the helmet? Maybe it is. Maybe Farseer is right. Maybe I have to get the helmet since we're doing a custom setup. It might be. I'm pretty sure that might be what it is. Does he have a backpack? He doesn't. So I'm actually going to, for his outfit settings, going to turn his backpack off. Because he's not going to have a backpack. So that means we have to find the armor too, is probably what it is. Okay, that's probably what it is. We're just gonna go with that. That's close enough. That still looks good for our first setup for him. Got all the scars and all that correct. Oh wait, eyebrows, hold on. Can't really see them too well. Think we'll just leave it as is. Tattoos. Well, we don't know if he has any. He's wearing like full plate armor. I think we'll just say none. I didn't see any augments. Not on his face. It looks like he might have a mechanical left hand where his pistol is. but not anything on his face.
Guide my... I don't need... Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
That sounds more like the character's picture.
Macro cannons, volley!
That as well.
Unleash, behold the wrath of madness.
Behold the wrath of madness. Hold on, I want to see what the others sound like for the other characters I might make.
I'll see you destroyed. I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
That one's good.
Blood and mayhem shall be our anthem.
That one's just fun.
Gaze upon the powers of the Veil.
That one's just Harley Quinn with siege powers.
Let's
You didn't stand it for the Emperor!
That one. Full commissioner armor, ready to shoot a guardsman. Yeah, let's go pious. I like the pious one. For the Emperor. That sounded good in that voice. That sounds good. Let's go with that. Oh, we actually get to choose our starting ship class? Does this mean we unlock more types? Ooh. So the sword class frigate is a classic combat ship design, proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. Wow, this thing has a lot. The Von Valentius flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valentius dynasty. Every system aboard this frigate has been tried and tested in innumerable engagements. Use Battlefleet Gothic logic. I feel like this one would be... I'll have to see what the Falchion's better at. Let's see, it's a frigate. It's more advanced and modern design that was developed only 5 centuries ago, but has already proven to be as good as a veteran frigate, like the sword class. How many sword class did you lose in battle? Quite a lot! Probably should go Falchion, but I almost just want to see how hard... I mean, this is a test bed, right? So we put Darius in the most dangerous ship possible. You know, this totally won't get him killed at all. The sword class frigate is a classic combat ship design. Oh no, we already read that. Let's read this part first and see if this is the same on the Falchion as well. Every system aboard has been tested innumerable engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders, for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Chronos Expanse. Numerous Von Valentius rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valentius dynasty. Okay, so let's see if that's the same for the Falchion. Sniped by Necrons, killed by Chaos BS, and flattened by Imperium Death Stars. I remember quite well. They were quite hilarious to watch die in that battle. They are pretty squishy. They do go down pretty hard. But let's see. Let's see, is this the same thing? Yeah. So, I think for now, since this is our test bed, I do think for our full playthrough, we're going to be a little smarter. And we're going to go Falchion and go a Space Marine vessel, more of a Space Marine class vessel instead of that. They're the size of Star Destroyers, yet die like CR-90s. Yep. Well, that's because this is even bigger. It's like, that's because Star Destroyers are small in the Warhammer universe. By the way, chat, you did hear me right, what I just said. Star Destroyers are small. They're basically this size. This frigate is what a Star Destroyer is in this universe. There are things 10 times the size of that. Hopefully we'll get those things, but I don't know yet. Maybe we'll get more ships to our fleet for the turn-based space battles to defend what we take and what we put inside of our Imperium. I don't know, actually, because once again, I haven't spoiled much on this game because I wanted to play it for myself. See all the goodies it's going to have. So let's go with the sword class, even though this is a terrible idea. Huh? Okay. But, let's see. What should we call it, chat? We're not just going to call it sword class frigate. What are we going to call it? Retribution battleship better be in this game. That depends on how big they allow our fleet to get. I don't know how immersive or deep the space combat really is in this game. Wah! Yeah, exactly. I can't be an orc, sadly. But Darius' broken Star Destroyer. That's what you want to call it? Okay. Well, this is a test bed, so it's up to you guys. The next one will be a little more, like I said, go true in, and I know what to call it. Yeah, that's what it's called. Apply. This is the remnants of all his destroyed Star Destroyers over Corellia. Oh no. Don't, those are deep wounds, Farseer. Don't remind him of that. It'll make him sad. He's got to realize Sao Sao is the ultimate. Oh, anyways, let's go. Let's do this, chat. Let's go with this setup and see what the first little bit is. We still got time to kind of roll for at least another hour safely. So let us proceed. Everything looks good. Complete. I might play this game even with my own playthrough just to mess around, because I'm already intrigued by this game quite hard. I don't even know if this is supposed to be a roguelike, and if we die, we die. I actually don't know that either. Press any button. I don't have that button. All fused together with Jar Jar Sith magic and warp logic to form an above average sword frigate. I like that. Good old Imperium. Looks like you could get tetanus walking down the hallway.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
That dude's not totally full of himself at all. You are in a dialogue. Here you can learn more about current events, influence the character. Baldur's Gate stuff? Influence the character you are speaking with to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative? What? Wait. Is this game gonna allow me to do something? Some Warhammer games allow you to choose a much different path. Is this gonna let me do that, chat? If it does, you know what's gonna happen. Please let me know that. Please tell me that's what this game's gonna let me do. I will. That makes me definitely want to do a very custom playthrough now. I want to test this game to its limits. I want to see what it's got. Because now I have ideas. Depending on what it'll let me do. Anyways, continuing on. Your character's personal story depends on the dialogue choices you make. See, that already makes me wonder. I did see something at the end of the trailer that made me kinda go, can I do that? All I can say, everybody get the purple paint out. It's gonna get real interesting. I don't know if it'll go to that extent. We'll see. The trailer kind of hinted at that. It did kind of hint. Maybe I can kind of, not stay straight, so straight and narrow. We'll see, though. We'll see. It may just be it touches the edge of the precipice. Let's put it that way. But it doesn't fully go into it. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough. Let's see, available dialogue options. To play it on the right, select a reply within and confirm your choice using X. Alright, so let's read all the flavoring to this as well so we get the proper explanation of Conrad here walking up to me. The man who has approached you gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. Frankly, such... Oh, no, don't want that choice. Don't want to go anything that goes away from that word. That word will be embraced entirely. Just to see what the game will let me do, and then we're going to truly make our real playthrough. Let's see, all this unstentiousness, luxury, this laughable pretense, it is enough to make one of that of the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? I'm gonna go with this one.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
We'll talk about it later. It's already sadly almost 5. But let's see. Let me read this. Y'all know y'all probably heard what he said, so I'll reread it so I don't make the wrong choice. And I want to see how he reacted to this, because I want to see what the game's choices, which directions I can push. This is all experimentation now. The man nods in satisfaction, as if your words had confirmed some thought he had. Interesting, Conrad. Should you be wearing purple? That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire the awe and reverence, for it is the only duty of his servants to preserve in their tireless service, until they are presented with a chance to give their life for the master of humanity. He sighs and turns to you.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers. In the
Master of Whispers!
Rogue trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Okay. Interesting. So he's a master of whispers. So that's a, you know, he likes secrets. I have a feeling we might want to be friends with this one. I'm gonna do that.
My regards. Naturally, the infamy of your achievements in the shadows of an entire sector is not unknown to me. Your enterprising spirit and, if you excuse my bluntness, refusal to die are qualities worth saluting. It is as if you were carried here on the wings of destiny itself.
Vokvar smiles faintly, but you're not sure if it's directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Okay. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. You say I am the one of the rogue trader heirs, so there is another candidate? I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it. See, this is where my experimentation and certain things I'm not really sure. See, highlighted words can help you better understand the world of the game or its mechanics. Press triangle to switch to description mode. You can switch between words using the analog stick. Words are highlighted when they first appear in the text. Use the right analog stick in the dialog box to see the desired highlighted term again. Oh. Subject of the Imperium with unique hereditary title. A rogue trader is tasked with expanding and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. Okay. We already know who that is, but I'll read it for everyone since this is the first episode. The Emperor of Mankind. The guide to the ruler and the higher power of which humanity offers their prayers to for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad in despair if they knew the truth. Okay. So,
to put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
okay.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Gotcha.
There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
Okay. Huh? Just keep it over there just in case it gets cold. Yeah. Let's see. Why?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
Imperium of Man, the galaxy-spanning interstellar human empire ruled by the living God who is known as the Emperor of Mankind. Alright, so...
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Okay, so let's see what that is for everyone who don't know what that is. Codex is basically the Imperium Codex of laws. And now we have this.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Does he know the big blue guy is in charge now? I don't think he knows.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valentius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Let us walk this path
Oh, we
to
actually
the end.
move around when we're in this mode. That's cool. Rogue Trader Theodora von this. Follow Conrad. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Interactable objects. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in special ways. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects, others will transfer the character to nearby locations. PG-3 moment, yeah. This is where I think a big decision's probably going to come. We got to pay attention to it. Even though this is just a test bed, which is why I like to do these for the first episode. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch small events. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to interact with the object. You can interact with the object using X. If there are multiple interactable objects next to the character, you can switch between L1 and R1. Some interactive active objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked with icons. Move your character closer to the object if it is highlighted. The object is interactable. You can also bring up the cursor with L3 and hover over icons or highlighted objects with it. The cursor will interact with the object by pressing X. Press the touchpad to highlight objects your character can interact with.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
A massive conference table obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard the Void ship. We can talk to everybody. I heard the Sensacral gave the senior officers another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it is for this time, but Wersarian would latch on to any slip up if an excuse to give someone an earful.
Know your duty.
That's another one. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirit. In the name of the Omnisire, refrain from any further profane acts. Let's talk to the Mechanicus. Glory to the Omnissiah, giver of the knowledge. We're
With
also
each
robots.
step, I forge my destiny
Show
among the
data on
stars.
vid screen. The sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reference. The duration of the data cycle processing has been tripled. Ha! That was beautiful. Incomprehensible information is displayed on the large screen above the cogitator. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and worlds among numbers and logic. I can't talk.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
That probably made that Mechanicus very upset. Have you heard? Apparently, the lower decks got a big influx of new blood after the last on-world resupply. Is there some pestilence spreading through the crew? Oh, that's not a good start. Oh. And that's why we have to make up for the shortfall. Last time it was blue leprosy that called our ranks. That was a little bit of a weird alliance. It sounds like.
Ours.
If I see you raise your head again, I'll take my hand over to the tech priest for servitorization.
The divine watches over us.
The crew member is hard at work, bowing his head in fear, avoiding even looking at you. Yeah, even the human side of this world is pretty terrible. Alright, that's already talked to that. The warp jump was surprisingly uneventful, the one of a couple cycles ago now. That was tough. The delirium took a hold of so many, and the witch was up to her old tricks again. Witch? Uh-oh. Is that a mention to a certain, another... I think I know what that is. Is it all? Or did I already read that? So a lot of this is the same.
To the end.
Yeah. A lot of that's the same. How long do we have to wait for an audience? How many days has it been already?
Know your duty.
Alright, those are the same. You near the stuttering words of a prayer to the God Emperor. If the Imperium is bad, imagine how bad Chaos ships are. I've also heard that almost in a way... This is funny because there was something I saw on a Gladius playthrough recently about a certain Drukhari species, and it was talking about like some of the people they've captured, and it was like a back flavor lore, and it was talking about it's just slightly worse than what we had to deal with the Imperium, and I'm like, that's not good. It's like if it's barely that different. Same thing. Same thing. May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of humanity. A candlelit altar with a copy of 2,348 volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Oh, that was a legit. That was a light dark Eldar show. Oh.
We shall
That's what I'm saying. It's
what
like
is rightfully ours.
That's terrible. Though. It's like damn. You can imagine how terrible that means everything really is. It's saving. Trust me, it's way worse than the Imperium. As you approach, something in the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. After a couple of seconds, the noise subsides.
The divine watches over us.
Alright, let's go. It's time, chat.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
A lot of things I've been shot at by in here. And Dawn of War.
What's happening?
Whoa! Nope. That don't seem good.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Yeah, just stand there. That's how that works. That's how you'll live. Guys, you have laser pistols. Just move and shoot. Move and shoot. They're not running that fast. Time for combat.
Fury.
To survive in the grim darkness of the future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Alright. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of crew officers with us instead of our squad right now. So I do like this though. This is cool. I really do like this. You have been ambushed. The battle begins. I don't get to move anyone. Servitors didn't go berserk. They just got their free will back. Ha! So whoever that was like, here, I'm just going to mix some things up. Start battle. Crew officer. Oh, I don't get to control them. Malfunctioning servitor. Crunch. Yeah, I feel like I figured that was being instant death. So we're really the only one that really matters here other than him. Other than Conrad over here. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and press X twice to move the character there. Movement points. Determine how far a character can move on their turn. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. Alright. I don't even know what my weapons are. I think I have a pistol? Looks like I have 2 different types of... Doesn't tell me what that is. One must be armor piercing and one must be special. Alright, so we want to move first. Let's move... What's our range? Pretty high. So let's move, well, in true guardsman fashion, I'm gonna move behind this guy. And we're gonna take a shot on this guy.
Rejoice in service.
Nice. This is false. The servitors should be swarming with Lasgub wielding meat shields we call Navy Guardsmen. Well, this happened. This is a turn-based game, so they have to kind of simulate this is happening in a matter of seconds. So, that's all they can do. So my abilities are down here. Let's analyze.
And so shall it be done.
And I've still got AP. Oops, wrong button. This is at the start of combat, the criminal lord gains stacks. If the crime lord attacks, they deal 14% more damage. So this is at the beginning, so I want to kind of store these up for Darius to make one big attack, is what it is. Gotcha. So now how do we... Oh, right now he can just... That's how you change weapons. So you hold square to change weapons. There's different... Oh, we can actually finish... What is this?
Rejoice in service.
Oh, that's reload. Oh. Oh, but we can use more than one... I can attack more than once. Okay, cool. I see. So, now what? Oh, I can... How do I end my turn? That shows me the order. Conrad goes next, I think. He's an R1. There it is. I think. No, what is this? This shows my guns and what I have. Okay. So I have a step revolver as AP. Darius, shoot, don't let it get close. Was I not supposed to move up? Well, I might be dead. Darius might be dead. That's everything. Cecil, how do I end my turn? Oh, let me see if there's a button behind my face. Yep, there is. Touchpad. Gotcha. I know what it is now. Hey, the crewman finished it. We're safe. I can scarcely believe it on a day like this.
Timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay. Now we got some guardsmen. Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises station.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
You got it. Alright, you can open the map by holding the touchpad to orient yourself. So, we came from in there. We're heading that way, I assume?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Oh, this is how we attack, so we must be able to, like, cast abilities before attacking and shooting. That's kind of cool. Like, we can make, like, sneak attacks, I assume. Your lordship, do not worry, all threats have been eliminated. It is absolutely safe here.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Alright, let's go to the other side then. Oh, what is this? A violet alloy, which if you closely examine turns out to be... Hold on. Oh, come on. Which turns out to be a handcrafted object. Symbols carved with primitive tools are visible on the surface. A black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptive glow. This seems like a dangerous thing to have in here, guys. Is it glowing green by any chance? Maybe you should blow this up.
With each step, I forge
a massive golden amalgam enters Dam Imperium, spreading the Navy Guardsmen from the Imperial Guard. A massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. That sounds siegey.
The divine watches over us.
Or ghostly. That could be Nagashi. A strange object that resembles sea coral. Well, hey, you get over here. Purest surface is pitted and a sign of been underwater. So that's just underwater.
Know
coral.
your duty.
A gray-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard from the artifact. The crew member is hard at work, bowing and avoiding
We are
talking
bound
to
by
you.
the blood of martyrs.
Yeah, these are all gonna avoid me. The exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of House von Valicius' valor will be displayed here at some point.
With each step, I forge my destiny.
All threats have been eliminated. Yeah, a lot of these are the same. Can we look at the tank? We can. Lehman Russ battle tank, reclaimed and restored at the grace of the God Emperor, the first breach of capital walls during the pacification of Vortex Chotin.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of the malfunction was short-circuiting in the... Hold on. Tarantula sentry gun constructed with blessing of Adaptus Mechanicus using standard template construct with the manufacturers of Chiavia
Let us
Gamma.
walk this path to the end.
And then, so it's in the motive force. Okay. I highly recommend that you make haste. Lady Theodora does not tolerate tardiness. Alright. Well, we've examined this whole room and got all the lore, I think, from in here. Yeah, alright.
The Divine watches over us.
Oh yeah, a lot of these are just gonna be repeated. What's that for these? What's that? Oh. The lifts carrying people around decks move with a loud grinding noise. That's cool. I do like that. I like this. Like, that's a cool show off the environment kind of thing. That's cool. Lehman Rush is a British M1 tank with heavier armor and a turret on top. Yeah, basically. Yeah,
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
I beg your pardon, your lordship. After the incident with the servitor, the passage is closed to everyone until the arch militant says otherwise. Same thing.
With each step, I
Same thing.
forge my destiny among the stars.
Alright, we want to go down here, I assume. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with a lot of these. Except for the ones that have those little
Let us
interactables on
walk
it.
this path to the end.
All quiet on deck. No infractions detected. That was new, at least. That's where the tech, all the tech priests are.
Let the faith guide my path to
Whoa.
glory.
The servo skull moves with the inexorability of mindless machine following its orders. Eldredod. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in a peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by simp skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. This then suggests an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my sensual could have done. Make a decision that will do with what will you do with make a decision. What will you do with Iron 6 Eldrad? Survey the room. I am here to speak with Lord Captain. Listen in silence. Listen in silence. While you are considering your answer, Eldredod, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Theodora nods in your direction. Approach. Made the right decision. Plus I get more information that way. What is this? Eldredod turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such fashion? I gave that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if this is worth it. Theodora tilts her head and her lips to stretch in a cold smile. This is Darius, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue trader regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Darius. Ooh! Oh, whoa! Ooh, we can actually have lore for the warp. I can't wait to see what the custom characters allow us to do. Let me read what she said first. We have 100% chance for both of these to succeed. That's beautiful. So that's because we have a little bit more lore behind us with what we did, choice-wise. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringe of the Kronos expanse. A highly seismic activity. Regular magma eruptions. Metamorphic rock deposits. Prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Fights of Flancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? So, if what I'm going to build for our true character, I would answer lore warp. Because we're going to have a lot of warp knowledge. For no reason. Xenos is interesting. Can we actually go towards like a path that also leads towards maybe Tyranid or maybe even Necrons? I don't know. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Let's go with that. Thorough but presumptuous, it took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several. Interesting. Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne, or do you, Daria, suggest that we use heretics, who are in offense to the God Emperor's life? It would be rather careless of you to suggest such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. Let me get rid of that. Yo, welcome, silly. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which I understand was still more than you can do, Elderthrod. That's a good poke. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any of our status to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone most disagreeable, Elderthrod. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Shut your mouth, Elderthrod, before I decide to shut it for you. I'm going to do this one. This would be the answer I would have chose. Insolent and ignorant upstart, how dare you? Elderthrod, Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about to his officers' deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence in the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Elderthrod bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing another look. Theodora gaze follows him as he leaves. Then she turns to you. So, Darius, why are you here? There are questions I wish to have answers. I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valencius. Memismo of Sakaris. I am the rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and in my rights and freedoms are vindicated by most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bode death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whether I find the past that bounds of the explored void every world I discover. The Imperium went from Roman to German. It really did, kinda, to be fair. Along with all there is to find therein, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Darius, are one of those with the von Valancius blood in their veins, and the rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. It is all too sudden, one of. Does this mean there are other heirs? I am ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours ago before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have no doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of the warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voltivar served me for many years before he made his mistake. Ooh. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. Does this mean there are others? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Eldathrod may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have good feeling about him as a candidate as well. Well, some parts are still Roman, and we have Russian, Australian, British, and pretty much every culture, but majority German and Roman. If you are satisfied with Eldathrod, then what sense is there of having this conversation? No, I'm not going to be that aggressive. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voltvar's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be at least. Now I'm going to be aggressive. Impatience. I am rather fond of impatience. He said, I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstances and are more eager to show initiative. Yes! Even if I do choose Eldathrod as my successor, I still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Kronos expanse. One could not in good faith describe your background as one of exemplary service to the Imperium, however. Theodora permits herself a sly smile. I'm intrigued by you and your past. To have survived and prospered between the letters of the law is a rare achievement among those in our circle. You are skilled in the art of taking risks and cutting corners. Trust me when I say that you will have sufficient opportunities to apply this talent for the good of the house. Moreover, Theodora inclines her head slightly, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in your service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better. The vox affixes to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shut off the transmission, and gives and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp. Translation out of the warp. Ardnot, great idea. Why don't you give me the role as keeper of the gold / secretary? Sounds very, very, very appealing, right? I'll let you be keeper of the Slaanesh secret box. How about that? It's very much still just as important to me. It's very important. Just don't open it, or you'll lose your eyes. Just saying. Anyway. Oh man, out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Let's see, so let's read that for everyone to know. So Vox, a piece of technology used to communicate over short distances or to record sound. Navigator, a sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allow them to safely guide the warp, capable void ships through the warp. An alternative dimension of purge energy and madness existing in the mirror, as a mirror to the real space, also known as the Immaterium. The Imperium. I like that. I do like how that's kind of done. The aether of the sea of souls, or the warp space. Navigator translation. What are these things that you speak of? No. An incident took. I should probably say that. A box. Can it be used as a countertop? As a countertop then, or a forbidden cube? Technically, but just never open it. It has all. Well, I say that. If you want the forbidden cube to make unusual things happen, then yes. But it's not. That depends on how specific you want those unusual things to be. It's because of what's in the box, is what determines what it does. The box is pure purple, just to let you know. So, with some symbols of some of the houses that follow under me on it. Just never open the box. Even some of my most powerful loyalists can't see what's in that box because they will die. Actually, they'll more likely go blind and their mind might melt. But either way, let him interrogate an emperor's children prisoners. True. I'll be very serious. Since it's a cube from you, I assume it's a perfect angles at which I'll probably use it to make straight lines on paper. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Just never open it. And be careful if you start having strange dreams where you start seeing random, like, things with wings and you keep getting sucked to this random place that may or may not look like a palace. That's fine. It's normal. Just never open it. Let's see. Where is your ship headed? What are my current responsibilities? Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself as a Warvier. But what will I do if James starts whispering to open it? He can't open it. Trust me. He doesn't want what's in there either. He knows it belongs directly to me. That enough keeps him from opening it. That may be some of the objects. But once again, no, that's more stuff that are inside the boxes. Now in that box, it's something very specific. It's not necessarily that or anything like that specifically. But it is purple for a reason. But it's very, very specific. It's the thing as a Lord Slaanesh that is the dearest to me of all times. But like I said, if you open it, it is going to destroy your mind and your eyes. All at once. I'm going to tell her about the incident. Is that so? Perhaps the technomants were careless during maintenance. Or could it be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field? Or perhaps there is something to all these stories about the ship being possessed after all. Abelard. Abelard. Fantasy Slanesh and 40k Slanesh OnlyFans. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend on start repeating idle rumors spread about the unetiquette riffraff. The gray-haired officer gives Rogue Trader a look of cautious disapproval. Enough, Abelard. Or Abelard. Such heresy amuses me. Idria eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. For some reason, this purple box is telling me to use it as a stand to reach my cereal box. That's fine. Once again, just as long as you don't open it, it'll help. It's just trying to help you get what you want. Let's put it that way. But if you open it, it's going to extremely do this, even if you do not seek it. Like, extremely. Where is the ship headed? The Rikid system, the domain of the rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers. And rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Kronos expanse, and in each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valencius in surprising both of them in affluence and splendor. Wait, are you sure this ain't a companion cube? I mean, it could be one, technically. I mean, I could see that comparison being kind of a confusion. It's like one, but it's not, you know, not really at the same time. Just don't open it. Just don't open it. Don't open it. Don't open it. Sometimes I forget the people without direct access to Strip's bridge may not know the first thing about the void ship's travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space. Just give it to Hellbane and tell her it's a gift to defeat Kimbanda. Yes. If you see her, yes. I agree with that statement 1000%. It will help her that way. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering into the under protection of the Geller field, we shorten the route of our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy, and this is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars. What are my current responsibilities? Even though it might get her folded 1 second later than usual. And no, as long as she keeps it open, he'll be contained. She just has to walk away, though. She can't close it. She'd have to open it and just hope it don't get her, too. Otherwise, it would work, technically. This might be bad for both. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel, and in your new position eventually. I will find a post that suits you as I did for Eldathrod. Until the time comes, consider yourself my aide. You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows that. In that case, I shall head to Theodora's Vox Awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, and nods and draws her weapon. Disturbances reported on adjacent decks. Sensicles. If you need a rift and need a rise, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove yourself may have just presented itself a lot sooner than you may have anticipated. Whoa! Whoa! Heretics! Gothman traitors! Holy ambushes, Batman! See, even their own ships aren't safe. How does that work? That's how big these ships are. That is how big these ships are. Initiative. All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen, from the bottom to the top. The characters at the very bottom goes first, then the one at the above, and so on. So the one above, okay, so it goes from bottom up. Alright, looks like we can't move around. We're ambushed again, so we start battle. Kill them, Theodora! Let's do it! Oh my god! A little bit of frame drops though, that's a little sad. I think it's because of the slowdown. Damn, we got like the what in the world? We got like the strongest with us right now. This is what our squad will be able to do eventually. Whenever this happens, usually half the crew gets murdered and replaced with workers. Oh, cover system. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that character can hide behind is marked with a shield or a shield with a skull when standing close to them. The character will automatically take up advantageous positions. In this case, the chance the enemy attacks with to hit the cover and the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from the side that is not protected by the cover. So I'm gonna move to here.
May the Divine's will be done.
And it looks like we can shoot.
The Emperor commands. Another step towards our ultimate victory.
Your character has just landed a critical hit that deals increased damage to the character. Critical damage stat character's critical damage is 150% of normal damage by default. However, certain talents affect this ability and increase it. Each weapon has its own critical damage stat, which is added to the character's total stat value during attack. Remember, each one of these traders are worth $1 a year. That's terrible, Farser. That's terrible. Reload.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Yeah, we can't attack but once, sadly. Alright, so let's...
And so it shall be done.
do that. And let's analyze enemies.
I cannot comply.
Alright, because we only have the one character. We don't get to tell the other characters what to do. Alright, in turn.
Just a minor setback.
Oh, parry, because he's a melee character. Wait, they owe 99 cents in taxes, so one cent a year. Jesus. Theodora's got a plasma pistol.
One fewer target.
God, the melee guys are awesome.
Reduced to dust.
Damn. Shit. That's a Melto or a last gun. Your character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects can enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. Press L3 to activate initiative tracker. Select a character after using up and down and press square in the character information window that opens. Select the effect and press R3 to learn more about it. Wait. Inspect. I keep hitting the wrong button. Ah, so I'm getting a plus 50 ballistic skill right now. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, permanent. Yeah, see? And Theodora gave me a permanent buff. Kill there. So what is this? Plus 50 ballistic skill. That's cool though. So if you just want to see what the stats are being added once the skills are up, this right here tells you. This game is so good. It's so really, 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 really good. Really good game. They did a fantastic job with this.
Rejoice in service.
So I want to go inspect this then, because I want to see what that does when I mark them for that. So I exploited them. At the start of each turn, the operative inflicts +1 stack of exploit effect on all enemies in the operative's line of sight. If the operative hits the target with an exploit stack, the attack deals +5 times 5 per bonus % more damage. The damage is also increased by 10% for each exploit on this target. The attack removes all exploits. Wow, yeah, so we need to do that before we shoot. So now we want to shoot him.
The Emperor commands.
Ah, I missed. That pistol's pretty terrible, pretty terrible though. Can be used multiple times per turn. So let's save that up and just hold our turn. It hit the cover. Wow, Mort took nothing from that. Oh wow, bye sir. This is dope. I love this. This is a good way to show the player what your squad can kind of do. Guardsmen, reinforcements. Theodora waves her hand in the commanding gesture. Mort, take the team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse survive. The rogue trader turns her eye to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst in the deck. Not bad. Hey Ardnot, don't mind if I make the cube follow me around the vast swaths of unknown space for glorious glory and honor. And epic tales of a seal with an insuspicious cube. Exactly. Now that's fine. It'll learn more ways to do the things it does when I have to open it. It's good call, Seeley. Good call. Not bad. I have even seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of the warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand, and all you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors must have been connected to what was transpiring. Possibly, quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her Vox a few times. We will investigate that at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. By the way, I always thought 70% were pretty good, so I lost two instances of rolls with being in a critical. Oh yeah, welcome to Warhammer or Dungeons and Dragons. Whether you play either, depending on the rules set by the players ahead of time, determine a lot of things. And how cruel the chances really are. It can be easy, where 70 means probably most likely. Or it can be like XCOM levels, and be like 70 means miss. Depends on the game. You see, Ardnot, you have two choices. To be on a Night Lord ship of the Emperor's Children ship as a crewman, or what? See, I don't know the benefits or disadvantages of what you're giving me, so I'm probably going to choose the worst one by accident. But here's the irony. Even if it is the worst one, I'll find a way to get to the better one. I am literally one of those that eventually would become a chosen or champion of Slaneage. I'll show her Fulgrim's wasting her time. Night Lords or Emperor's Children? I feel like Emperor's Children would probably... Well, I don't know. See, I don't know what's better. I don't know enough of the lore, sadly. I need to learn more. Night Lord sounds cooler. Emperor's Children I know just by happenstance of what little I've learned about them through Dawn of War and things I've seen in the lore and things I've seen you've told me. And Darius has told me. So, I really don't know what's better. What's the difference? If you're going to give me a choice, it's like if I'm going to choose at random, of course I'm not going to be able to make a proper decision. My instincts say Night Lord. But I like the Emperor's Children because I know what they are and I know what they bring to the table. Plus they interact with the Desolation Angels. Night Lords, you live, Emperor's Children, you get turned into space cokes. I mean, it depends on who you are, but that is true. You will get kind of... I will say that I did hear that the lower ranks of that one is pretty shitty. But I didn't... Even then, none of them are going to be fun. I want everyone to realize this now. Whether it be Dark Elf, Chaos, whatever. Or Drukhari, rather, in this case. None of it's going to be like... In realistic terms, you wouldn't do this in real life. Like, you would probably not commit to any of this. But in fun, fancy, it's a fantasy world terms, oh yeah, I'm going to fully commit to the terrible crap I'm going to have to endure in order to become one of Slaaneish's literal champions. So then it'd probably be Night Lords. See, personality-wise, that's what I would be like probably as a Slaanesh Lord or champion. Or leader of a Slaanesh unit. I would be more respecting of my lower ranks. The only time they get really bad crap is if they fully failed me in some way. Then that's where I'm a little bit, even as you've seen in video games, get a little antsy. I don't like failure. I'm kind of like Lady Slaanesh herself. Like, Fulgrim feels like a complete, like, I'd embarrass him just to prove a point. And they're Chaos Marines that hate chaos. See, that kind of makes sense. Because some of the Chaos Marines don't truly properly serve her lady of excess. And I don't agree with that. See, and in a way, if I get the kind of opportunity to create something like that in this game, with the Rogue Trader story, it's kind of what I want. They serve nobody, but you know at the end of the day, you know, they wouldn't be there where they are but without her lady herself. That's what I'm going to call her from now on, at least for the 40k one. Technically the fantasy would be our Lord. Our Lord Slaanesh or Lady Slaanesh. Depends on which variant you want. Unplayable, that circle passed through that skull. I'm just kidding. Actually, they would, but see, they never served any of the gods. Maybe not. Maybe they didn't realize they were. I do think some of these factions don't realize they're more loyal than they think, because they're actually doing the thing that the Chaos God probably wants the most. Because a lot of these others who get too indulged. It's almost like overindulgement, right? Not learning how to, like Fulgrim does. Not learning how to control that. And you're not really truly serving her at all. Whereas if you think about the way they probably serve, they serve themselves, right? They serve pure, just, we are the top, we're the best. We serve only the Night Lords. Well, if you think about it, that is literally what Lady Slaanesh teaches. But in a more successful way. Fulgrim just serves his own personal vendetta of things that he can't even succeed in his own right either. So you can argue, even though they would say screw you to Slaanesh's face, she'd probably respect them more and give them more rewards. So, but, oh, we already read that. Let's redo what is happening. From what we have seen, Darius, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by the warp travel. The Sensical is astonishingly calm for someone who's just survived a sudden attack. Rewards they won't accept, but that makes it even more powerful. What they don't realize is she'll reward them without knowing it. They'll become something they don't even realize they're becoming. And they won't even have to serve her directly. And I appreciate that kind of more. So maybe the Night Lords are the ones I would actually like the most. I have to look more up on those. Now, if we're talking pure House of Slaanesh, I feel like I'd prefer Desolation Angels, even though none of them are good. Like, none of them, you're all gonna start pretty screwed up. So, I just like the Desolation Angel one more, because I like their color scheme a little bit better. I know that's a little strange. I like the way they do their purple differently, because most of it's just purple and pinks and light blue, a little bit, like there's a little bit of Zeech colors in there, but they're more for those are just the vibrant colors that work for Slaanesh. Some golds and oranges here and there, which is ironic, because that's some of my colors, like, as a Leo as well. So, my favorite color's always been purple. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of the real space. Though such episodes seldom spill out into other decks. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communication. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer. Engine Seer Prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them. So let's read this. The Engine Seer, a tech priest whose specialization is in the maintenance of the repair of the sacred machines. How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare attack the Lord Captain? Trust me, Darius, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower decks are fertile environments for discontent and heresy. No matter how one tries to incinerate any seeds before it can take root, all it takes is a hint of the warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle. Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. Theodora's anger causes Centrals to shrink slightly. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained within their own territory. This is too well organized. It is spreading too rapidly. What are your orders? She breaks her eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him, and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Find the Arch-Militant. I gotta let it save.
Know your duty.
I have the tool that will allow me to check the status of distance compartments that are out of the Vox contact, but we have to wait for Mort's results first.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
So I gotta figure out which way we're going. Not that way. Another Night Lord fact you might like, a lot of them are recruited from criminals and gang leaders.
We shall reclaim
once again, kind of going into that over-accession of people who want lots of stuff for themselves. Apparently we got heretics down below. Yep, that is cool. You get to see fights going on in the environment. That's a cool, that's a cool addition of kind of like adding to the environment and its playability. So we must have to head north, I assume.
Let Let the faith guide my path to glory.
What time is it? 5:16. We've got time for one more battle at best, but then I gotta wrap it up. We'll have to save it. Holy hell! Good stuff, Mort. Good stuff. And we have now gotten Volsker back. Voitsker. Conrad lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff all around the deck, you show up. Always just as the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by a bit. Conrad pointedly looks away from the arch-militant to you. More, pull yourself together. The arch-militant looks back at you. What did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We are all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from his belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. The Vox is down. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Vox net is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is there a severe case of warp madness going on? Have some of my crew lost their minds or forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. Let me read what Farseer said. Okay, new question. Iron Warriors or Alpha Legion? I'm gonna say Alpha Legion. I don't know anything about either of those. I have yet not received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are on one-way heretical gibberish. Voitker pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that the outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors. This is the Darius answer. Now that we know these answers kind of matter, I'm actually going to go with this answer, because this is where, if we were playing true, like, captain level, like, Lord Captain level, like, true guardsman, he'd be doing this. This would have been the first response. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voltger. Elderthrod, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself. The others, to himself and the others, than the whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Elderthrod immediately. Sensical, locate Talas and the Sister of Battle. Yes! Locate Talas and the Sisters of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Darius? Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Volskvar's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Elderthrod back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed arch-militants, and taking into consideration Elderthrod's psyker powers. Oh, it skipped it. What the hell happened there? Oh, it just took a second. It had the people run. Then it's settled, Darius. Then it's settled, then. Darius, find Elderthrod and bring him here. In whatever state you find him as well. This elevator, she points to the massive doors, leads to the restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? In whatever state, what does that mean? I hear and obey, Lord Captain. I shall do everything in my power. I cannot promise that I won't lose our dearest heir somewhere along the way. See, I feel like she'd regard this as a threat too quickly. Even if I'm playing, like, the corruption way. This is the sneaky one. I shall do everything in my power. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. See, even that was threatening. That's why I didn't go the other one. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. More, come. Yeah. I do think, I wonder if we'll get a chance to betray her at some point. Voltgar gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do lead the way. I have a proposition, since I am the more important person here. You go in the front to shield me from the potential threats. You better not fail me. The Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course he will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would have never had someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But it is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. You are consumed by an unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Yep. Figured. I promised you a special destiny, Darius. It's time to fulfill it. I'll answer the chaos answer next time. I figured. See, I knew it when they called him the Master of Whispers. I have a feeling, chat. I just got stabbed. I am so glad we did a test run of this. Oh. He healed me.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind.
Ah.
You will
Something in his blood must be changed now. That must be what she did to him in order to relieve him of him being an heir. That's kind of sadistic, actually. Warrant of the Trade. The sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of the rogue trader throughout the galaxy. What is it? What is it? Inbred, is your blood too thin for the Sentinel? Ooh. I have no intention of helping you. I will help you as long as you spare my life. Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together. See, I feel like he's not going to go for that either. I will help you as long as you spare my life. Good, if you choose Iron Warrior, Slanesh will hate you because they ain't corn. There's something worse, emotionless. Yeah, that's why I said the Alpha leaders. The Alpha Legion have no idea whose side they're on. They attack Chaos, the Imperium, screw over themselves, and help each other. And have no idea what's going on. That one sounds funny. That one sounds fun to be Imperium-wise, because it's like, you just don't know. And it's probably the most realistic in a world of chaos. And Iron Warriors apparently are worse than Khorne. For test, I'm gonna do this one. I want to see what the response of this is. You know, this also could be a test. There's things in the Imperiums that happen like this, I think. So I can't wait to see what this turns out to be. Darius, you might die, but this is the purpose of this test.
I may consider it once you have done what I need you to do.
Okay. Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The warrant of trade. There's a good boy.
I just want to see what I want to see what this choice is. Darius would have made the other choice if we were playing this like Darius as the main character.
I had hoped to feed Edelthrad to the machine. He is the one who caught Theodora's eye, after all. But since procuring him has proved difficult, you will have to do.
So she was right about being worried about Edelthrad. So I have a 100% chance for this to work. Tech use 45. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso switches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Look back, look for anything that could be used as a weapon. Check use test succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of Archotech relic. Gain 20 experience. That was cool. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of the living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. I'm supposed to put my hand in that. That's terrible. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing the strings of mysterious symbols on the green background. Well, we know what it wants. It needs our blood. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering it is stitched together with copper thread, and it has a metal hinges in the places of its standard joints. It seems that the creators of this Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than the ordinary automaton. Place hand inside. The Sentinel jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing into your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch a breath. And maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this has ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling like static, is it the Sentinel? The cogitator is a fragment of your weary mind. Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this? Yes, I do require assistance. I suppose this is the onset of warp madness they warned me about. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear the voice again, and this time you realize that it is coming from the two speakers built into the Sentinel's shoulders. Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and that of the Warren. Oh, yes, I do require assistance. Hold on, let me close this. So, that would give me away. Let's go with this one.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oops. Well, that works. Didn't mean to do that, but, you know, next time we go with the other answer. Ha ha! That is absolutely hilarious.
There is still another way.
Well,
the Divine watches over us.
I mean, still red hot from gunfire. The engines of death froze as they finished off the heretics that had infiltrated the sanctum of the void ship. The commissar answered for the win. That was technically the neutral answer. The other one must have got me shot along with it. So you played it off that you didn't really understand what it was asking, but the AI knew what was happening the whole time. It must have detected them in the room. So I was like, that was quite hilarious.
What is rightfully ours.
Okay, can't go nowhere else. Let's go in the chambers. That was quite hilarious. I love this game. Enormous gates match the importance of the thing it protects. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable.
Know your duty.
Oh my god, it's literally a giant parcel of paper stapled on the freaking back wall. This is what the Imperium's like, man. It's like, this is what's the most important thing in this room.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Let it be known that by the will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow the anonymity to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversary, to triumph over the nightmares untold, to walk steadily the roads of thorns through the pain of greatness. Uh-oh. Was I not supposed to read that?
The child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless. Let's go with this one for now.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects a voice of Theodora von Valancius. I pray for the army of scribes that wrote this. Distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Vox Master, restore communications with the Navigator Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo scroll goes silent and relays clicking seconds after the second press. You realize that the servo scroll will not answer you. Alright.
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Ah. The sacred relic document that affirms the Oh, it's just telling me about the warrant. Alright.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
By the Right of Blood journal. As the game story unfolds, you will see notifications at the top of the screen indicating that the status of your current objectives have been updated and new information has been added to your journal. You can open the journal from the quick access. Hold R2 and select journal, then release. Journal entries help you keep track of your current events and guide your character on their journey. The quest tab tracks the progress of main story. Here you can find information about any quests you have accepted and their current status. Use the journal to remind yourself of what the next step of your adventure is. The rumors and contract section also contain important information. You will learn more about them later. Wow, okay.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Of the Lord Captain, whose the house of swore serve, till the last breath, may your souls never lose the fervor and fire the bolster your hatred for the enemies of the Imperium.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Oh, what is that, chest? What is that? So what am I doing, Servitor Skull? Aren't I supposed to seal the doors?
With each step, I forge
seal
my
warrant
destiny
chamber.
among the stars. Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Let's see. Conrad Volkar is a traitor. When we parted ways on the... I might as well, now that we know how the choices are going to work, I'm going to go with guardsman choices now. To kind of preserve Darius' character on his own. Conrad Volkar is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant for some... was somehow part of this plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Volvar openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny, unquestionably. So it would seem, but he is not here. We have a mutiny to end. Why don't we leave matters of etiquette for another time? From here, Sensical, you are asking too many questions. So yeah, these are my answers down here, what I'm going to try to go for. I'm going to be really aggressive with our character. But I'm going to go this. This is the guard answer. He isn't going to question nothing. He's just going to follow their orders.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels.
It was
But
to
now
help
I
him
see the real
get
reason.
there.
It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit. And For the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
Hands you a weapon.
Yeah.
Yay! So I bet you that's based on our class. I bet you that's based on our initial character design. It gave him a sniper rifle from the get-go. It knows what we're meant to be. So that determines your starting weapons too when you set up your custom character. Sniper rifle, armored body glove, and a medikit. By the rights. While fighting, your characters can lose. Your character can lose some of their wounds. Your characters have suffered an injury after being attacked. We're going to have to wrap this up in a second, by the way, chat, and then we'll have to continue it either later tonight as a special secondary episode or tomorrow, which I'll have y'all vote real quick here in a second. This happens when a character... I'll have to eat before I do the stream when I get back, but... When this happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within one round. The exact percentage of the wounds characters must lose for this happen may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you chose. Injuries reduce characters' resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered a fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed using a medikit without passing any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed with medikits, but they require the character administering the treatment to pass a Medicaid skill test. So it means we need a medic to do that. Use medikits to restore wounds and heal injuries. Note that when characters lose all of their wounds, they will fall unconscious. Once the combat is over and the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically. But any injuries they may have sustained remain. Those can be healed with those can be healed with a medikit. Medikits can only be used by characters who have a field medic feature, base skill Medicaid, or have taken Medicaid skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses a medikit in battle, Medicaid skill test determines the number of wounds that will be restored as a result. Abelard can heal your character's injury. Hold L2 and select Abelard's portrait. Press up and down to select the Medicaid kit on the panel at the bottom of the left of the screen, and use it on the character by pressing X. Abelard needs to be standing right next to your character for him to administrate a treatment.
Blessed is
What advice do you seek?
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
You say I have to be standing right next to him, but you won't let me do this.
This wound will make a fine scar.
Okay, so if that was wrong, you just click the character.
The divine.
That's cool, we can play both.
Us.
So we've got our first squad member, basically. So kind of like, so with Darius' skill he had.
Your duty.
Wait, now what are we doing? Oh, I gotta equip stuff, I bet. Oh! Chat? 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 Chat, you see that? You see that, chat? We're making another character. Interesting. Interesting. So we want to respond. I bet you to get a better choice to help us with what's his name that betrays us, we need to talk really aggressively to Lady Theodora in the beginning of the game. We need to be very, very, very antagonistic to her. Dude. I like that that's a choice. We do have an old injury. Okay. How do I equip his weapons? Darius can be our good boy Imperium guy. Yeah, that's what I'll do from now on for his choices. But yes, oh my god. I was hoping it was going to let me do this. Now, oh yeah, I didn't check my journal. Find a weapon. So how do I equip the weapon is the question then.
No suffering will make me forget his sacred words. Burn the heretic. Kill the mutant.
Wait.
Purge the unclean.
Where's the sniper? Didn't it give me a sniper?
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Well, we're gonna have to save it here in a second. I'm just trying to figure this out. Is it inventory? Oh, there it is. Ah, so it's inventory based. Not our good boy, more like our emperor lover, shoot you in the back for running guy. Yeah, exactly. Nice, we have a sniper now, nice. How do I sort? For now, that. Yeah, that's fine. And we've got all kinds of little tabs up here. Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very, very big game, I can tell. How do I switch? Oh. So that's how we switch between characters to outfit them. Only he can use these. So I might as well give him an extra one. So he's our medic right now. He's got a chainsword. Cool. Okay.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse. All those strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Geller field has fallen. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live, that's enough. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet. You sent me a Vox message, specifically a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing? Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
He frowns. That means she's not the Warren traitor. I am. I'm the real rogue traitor. It is the game's title.
During warp transit, The Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterial. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Alpadar does not bat an eye as he lists all of the horrors you are about to face. I am under no obligation to take such task. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts. The Navigator's Sanctum, very well, you will lead the way. For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Sanctual. That sounds like the guardsman answer. This is more professional as a guardsman. This is just him yelling for the Emperor constantly. Which version do we want? Do we want professional, professional Lord Captain Darius? Or do we just want the standard textbook for the Imperium, the Lord Captain Darius? Both are going to be similar, but one's going to actually get more job done even being that. Like, this is a more useful version of that. This is just one yelling, lead the way! Even Chaos ships need fields to protect them from the warp. That's crazy. That's also pretty cool, though. What do you think? What do you think, Farseer or Darius out there, if you're watching, before we get ready to end it? Serious, more professional Darius, or yelling for the Emperor every 10 seconds Darius? Because not all daemons serve chaos. Ah, that makes sense. But what do y'all think? We gotta wrap this up by 6. I've got like 5 minutes. No, 8 minutes. Actually 7 minutes now. Then we're gonna have to save it and wrap it up for his playthrough. We're gonna continue his playthrough. You want the useful one, so he would have reported this then. A proper, actual, following the chain of command kind of guardsman would probably inform the other unit he's with, hey, I also heard a Voxcast from Our Lady Theodora. So let's tell him that.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense.
Okay, well...
In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Alright. So he did the proper due diligence, now we scream it.
Come.
Alpadar nods his approval. Come, Darius. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the server skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and the corruption that threatens to consume our home! And with all your might, destroy those who have dared...
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Oh, a quick little fight, huh? Okay.
The Emperor is with
Tactical
us.
phase. Combat
Trust
begins with the
him.
tactical phase. During this, characters cannot move or take other actions, and you may take up the advantageous positions. Select the character by holding L2, moving the frame. X, red circles and areas are accessible to the character. During tactical phase, each character in the party may move up to a maximum movement points, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set you up here. And you got a sniper now. I don't know what his range is, though, is the sad thing. So we'll start right there. Let's go. The combat abilities of characters differ on their archetype. Available abilities are located at the bottom of the screen on the abilities panel. To read the full description of an ability, activate the abilities panel by pressing triangle. Select the ability, hold the R3 to open it and for completed descriptions. A single press of R3 brings up a quick preview of its description. Press X on the icon to use the ability. Before the ability is used, you will get a review of its estimated outcome while targeting a character or an area of your choosing. You will also see the ability's area of effect, and each character in this area will have a number of displayed over them, denoting the probability of being successfully affected. If the ability's effect is guaranteed to work, the ability's icon is displayed instead of a number. When you are ready to use the ability, press X again to confirm your choice. During your adventures, your characters will gain new abilities and talents as their power grows. You can view the full list of abilities on the character ability page, which can be opened from the quick access R2 button. Alright, first let's get our sniper out. What's our range? Oh, hell yeah. That is beautiful. But we don't want to do that yet. Oh, we can actually do a precision shot too. Oh, that insta-kills it. Interesting. So let's analyze this back one and shoot it.
And so shall it be done.
And so shall it be done. Alright, I'm gonna sniper the back one because it takes 2 AP and we've got just enough. I think. Do we? Yeah, we have 3.
Rejoice!
Oh! Wow! Well, he's gone. Rejoice as you get blasted in the face. Yeah, we've got plenty of bullets. That's why it lets you reload. You kind of use different abilities at different turns. Nice. Alright, so now we want to switch to him. So do we just... I think we just do that? No. Must be a different button. He's done. How do I end turn? Oh, there we go. Your new companion is a warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attacks. Rejoice, your soul is being eaten by none chaos demons. Known chaos demons. Charge is a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee weapon and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance between you and an enemy and deal damage. Press triangle to switch the ability selection. Select it with X and choose the direction of the charge you want to go. If an enemy is in the direction of the path of the charge, Albadar will attack them and will still be able to use an attack action afterward if he is not used in one in this turn. 6 o'clock. Yeah, I know, I'm about to end it. We're going to try to end this fight quickly so I can save it right after. We'll just have to do a manual save. Unless it lets me save during battle. Let me see. Let me read what it's telling us. Note that charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away from the target. Gotcha. This character is using a melee weapon. Melee attacks require the character to be adjacent to the enemy to make a melee attack. Choose the strike ability using left and right D-pad. To confirm your choice with X, then choose the enemy you wish to attack. Press X and press X. Unlike single shots, melee attacks hit automatically with no need for roll. The enemy will try to dodge and parry the attack if they are using a melee weapon of their own. Melee weapons can be used to make area attacks. All creatures in the area will suffer damage unless they succeed at the dodge test, or a parry test if they are armed with a melee weapon. Damage dealt by melee weapons depends on the weapon's parameters and the attacker's strength score. Ardnot, bust their ankles. P.S. I saw Smite's new god and it's literally a spectral whale with time stop abilities. That's gonna be your new best friend, Sealy. Hey, Sealy, see? Whales! The universe is trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you, Sealy. Try to tell you. Oh, target is too close. Oh, crap. I put him too close. I didn't realize he had to be that close. Well, blarg. What about, oh, that's too far away. Alright, well then let's do a normal move then.
My place is at the fore.
And we're gonna use, oh. Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity if an opponent in an adjacent cell initiates movement. It can also be triggered by some abilities. All characters with melee weapons, including members of your parties, can make an opportunity attack. Chance to hit and deal damage are calculated just like normal attacks. Also, what's his other ability do? Brace for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype taken by the Navy officer. Also, they cannot be forcibly moved or over-penetrated. Nice, okay. He has 2 weapons? That takes 2, so let's use that. Oh, he buried it. Ah, that sucks. Your character has just missed. The character hit chance equip weapon with a decent weapon, abilities and talents, and weapon skill characteristics. I know about that much. Alright, then let's brace then.
It will be done.
It will be done. I guess I could just charge then. Might as well charge the guy in the back then.
Sure, back and call.
Oh man, they all have swords. How is he supposed to actually get any damage out here? My dude's a terrible dude. Alright, well, good luck. Luckily he should be able to parry as well. They're all melee. Yeah, he's just, as long as I got that brace for impact on, he should be fine. Yeah. Friendly fire. Be careful, companions can get hit by your burst shots or area attacks. Ooh. To avoid friendly fire, keep an eye on the trajectory of bullets and their area of effects. I love that. Alright, well.
Actions will speak louder than words.
This takes 1 AP. Let's kill the one behind him.
Rejoice! This be the one.
Oh, see, that's why, yeah, so he took a little damage from the splash, but because the bullet goes through, it almost shot the guy, like the bad guy behind him too, which is awesome. Some shots are able to pierce through enemies and deal damage, not only them, but also to the character standing behind them. The armor penetration parameter is found in most weapons, affects how much the damage the target takes as well as determines the chance of overpen. Some weapons have overpenetration parameters, which depends on the type of the weapon, the value of the weapon's armor penetration parameter, and the character's talents. In case of overpenetration, characters standing behind the target will receive less damage. Nice. Ow.
I will not be deterred.
Okay. So what's this attack? It's just a normal attack.
It will be done. One fewer target.
Well, he didn't dodge that one.
Brace yourself,
I'd rather move him over here. Is there no way to rotate them? Doesn't look like that matters. I don't see a rotate button. No. Yeah, they don't do a lot of damage to him. He'll be fine.
My ears are ringing.
So I am better off just swinging with him with the big boy. All right, let's take. We gotta watch our shot on this next one. Let's see. Take another pin shot on this one. That might kill that guy. Let's try. Damn, it missed the guy behind him. Well, CA is desperate. Why are they desperate, Farseer?
Rejoice in service. Actions will speak louder than words.
Alright. Oh, that might get both.
Indeed. I took care of this one.
The other one parried it.
Just a minor setback.
Alright, we want a regular shot now. Oh, no, that might hit him. We'll do this then.
I will not be that your corrupt way has failed you. The Emperor commands.
They turned Shogun 2 Fall of Samurai into a saga title. Oh, that's terrible. They're trying their best to probably make some sort of backlash thing. Because they're out of ideas.
I will do my reduce the dust.
They turned a DLC into a saga. Wow. You can advance the level of your character and their companions, prevailing in battles, exploring the Chronos Expanse, and completing quests that earns you experience points. Once you've been accumulated enough experience, your characters gain a level. Hold R2 to select the level up icon, then release to open up the level screen. Each level gain offers a character new progression options, which include new abilities, talents, skill improvements, and other enhancements. Your companions gain new levels at the same time as your character, even if they are not included in the active party during your journeys. You can always increase their level later. Wow. Broke all the mods for Fall of Samurai in the process. Yeah, that's pretty
what
sad.
is rightfully ours.
Oh wow, he can become a Vanguard, Arch-Militant, Vanguard, Exemplar, Assassin. Wow. Oh, this game's gonna be deep. This game is gonna be very deep. Toughness characteristics resist negative effects. So we're gonna wanna do athletics. Right there. Because he is a melee, so he needs to be able to go far. Oh, I can change it if I need to. Ooh. Oh no, I have to complete it. Now I bet you it won't change. Yeah. We have to level up if we're gonna change it, I bet. Damage, melee, and warriors. So the attacker's weapon skill, attempt both and dodge weapon parry as matters. Attacker's perception and agility are the easier for them to ignore to target's dodge attempt. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have to take all that in consideration. So we have one for the operative. Yeah, so we get those automatically. Now we get to choose one. Okay. So what is his current tech? How do I see that? I don't see that. He needs... Ooh, I can give him Lore Imperium. This would make sense. See, if you were making a tech priest kind of guardsman, you'd want to go this. Which I think it is recommending that with our operative. Operative must use these both. The most. So what do you think, chat? Should we give him awareness, logic, or give him a little bit of lore Imperium? I'm fixing to get off here. Huh? Oh, okay. I didn't know we were doing that. Okay, I would have ended sooner. I didn't know. Okay. My bad. I thought we were eating when we got back. Okay. Alright, well then I gotta get off here. So we're gonna make him very Imperium heavy. So we're gonna give him some lore Imperium, because this will give him new lore, like, dialogue options to support Imperium-based choices. This is also what we want to do for the warp-based choices, once we see more of that. Which I know what I think I want to build for my character for the next one. So let's go Lore Imperium. Okay. Allow him to have a little bit more access to certain things that way. He can become a bounty hunter, a grand strategist, and an assassin. Alright, let's save it.
Watches over us.
We don't have much time for anything else. Collecting loot. Defeated enemies have loot. I know how loot works. Oh wow, they actually do have weapons. Collect all. Okay,
know
cool.
your duty.
Wrong button.
Your senator.
Heresy
Alright, let's
grows
save it.
from idleness.
We gotta leave it here, chat. Well, by R9, I found the absolute worst mod for Nakari and Malekith. Oh, you'll have to tell me about that later. Oh, quick vote. Does anyone want to see this continue tonight or tomorrow? While I save this. Those are auto saves. Let's make a new save. Alright, I saved it. Let's quit. Like, well, once I get back and get everything taken care of, would y'all like to see more tonight or more tomorrow? Maybe tonight, depending on your schedule. Well, if it's not too late, it's also on y'all. I don't want y'all to be asleep either. I don't want to do it so late that y'all might be asleep. I'll see what time it is by the time I get back and how it's looking. And if not, we'll do it tomorrow. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind continuing Darius's playthrough tonight to keep experimenting for the main playthrough for the event, for the 12 days of Slaneshness. So we'll do that. I already love this game, so. But alright, chat, big shout out to Farseer as always. Wait, what'd you say? But I'll spoil this. Tyrion starts with the Sword of Cain. Oh, that sounds terrible. But well, you can tell me about it later though. But alright, Farseer, thank you so much. Big shout out to Farseer, my moderator, making sure that the Imperium is at its loyalist for now. And that no such purple corruption is slowly seeping in the corners for the next story. But I hope you all enjoyed. And Tam King said, GG Art, now have a good one, Tam King. I'll be doing another one tonight, Tam King, if it don't get too late. Otherwise, it'll be tomorrow. Thanks for joining up, Tam King. You too as well, Seeley. For everyone who wants to try to join tonight, it might be tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow. We'll do another episode of Darius's little playthrough and see what else may unfold in the choices that are able to us. But we'll go full guardsman for him now. And we'll have separate playthroughs and character playthroughs. So, but I hope y'all enjoyed watching this first little look at Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader on the PS5. I actually do absolutely love this game, and I've been looking forward to it for a while, and it's worth the wait. So, if you do want to check this out, I do recommend it as a turn-based strategy game. For everyone who loves games like this, it's good. Also, if you're a huge Warhammer person, you definitely will like this as well. So, thank you so much to everyone out there, and I will see you all in the next one, either tonight or tomorrow. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.